Hey everyone, the cards have returned from their little journey. We've got a pile of PSA slabs here, unlimited and first edition cards from that first base set from Wizards of the Coast. And I figured I'd go over the grades with you, see how they came out. I don't know how this is actually going to show up on camera. You see here we got a 7 Charizard from the base set. This is the one that I was questioning if it would even be a 7. It is, in fact, a 7, so pretty happy with that estimate there. And when I was submitting cards, because I haven't done this, I wanted to get a good baseline for kind of where things land versus my expectations. And overall, I'm pretty happy with my understanding. I think it's pretty accurate, so nothing wrong with that. Either you learn or you find out that you kind of are accurate, and that's fine. This Venusaur, I was a little surprised. Came back an 8. I would have actually expected this to be a 9. Maybe the bottom left-hand corner. Does have just a imperceivable a little issue there. This one did come back an 8, but it's a base set Venusaur, nothing too crazy there. And here we have our first 9. Base set Charizard, unlimited, beautiful card. This one, again, I think a 9 is probably correct on this. Very, very close. Would not have been shocked if this got a 10. Just incredibly clean. I did not actually measure the borders. I believe back in the day this might have gotten a 10, but the right border is ever so slightly smaller than the left border, so if we're reserving 10s for pure perfection, then you can't really complain about a 9 there. This Blastoise does have a roller line through it, and that is, I think, the story of this card. This Blastoise first edition base set came out in 8, and the card is basically flawless, except for the fact that it's got this roller line. It's like a 1 pixel. I can't even see it right now in this lighting. Yeah, I can't even get it to show, but I've seen it before I sent it away. Was concerned about how that line would actually play into it, but this card is absolutely gorgeous. I may actually get that regraded at some point with Beckett. It could end up with really, really high subgrades. I can't imagine. I think the surface on that is a 10, and it could really end up with some super high subgrades. It's really just that printing error that runs through it. And then the best card of the bunch here in terms of outcome is this Venusaur first edition. It is a 9. There's been some really high values for these cards. I've got another Venusaur that I'll be sending in, which is actually in better condition than this one. We'll see if that one ends up getting the 10 or if it stays as a 9. That's the thing about the grading scale that PSA uses. Seems to still get the biggest premium, and it is not as precise as Beckett, so we'll see. I'll send in the other ones. I got a whole bunch of holos from this first edition to send in. Basically, for those who haven't done it before, right now it's $75 a card. I haven't checked in the last few weeks if they're still taking submissions. I'd imagine they still are for high-end cards. I believe they may be backed out and tapping out for the bulk submissions at this point. But basically, you're going to be doing $75 per card, and then anything that grades out at a value that's going to be more than $2,500, they're going to get you for $200 on that. So that would be the Venusaur and the Blastoise are both over $2,500. I'm pretty sure a good price on a 9 Charizard is probably in the $2,000 range. I'm not actually sure. Next step will be taking a look and figuring out what I actually want to put on the market. Everything that I have is always for sale. It's just a question of how aggressively I'm looking to move it and the avenue that I'm using. Obviously, throwing something on eBay is a very different thing than having something in the case for a time when a lucky collector comes in and finds their absolute dream piece. But these Charizards, I think, are really lovely. This near mint Charizard probably makes somebody extremely happy, as it is a beautiful card, especially from the front. Just got that whitening on the back. And that is it for this one. I'm going to try and get a better setup moving forward. I feel like this video, from what I'm looking at on OBS, could be a lot crisper. So I'm going to give that a go as well. If anyone has any suggestions for cameras for this, let me know in the comments. I'm using the Logitech 922, I think it is. And I feel like this could be way, way crisper. But I did want to share it with you guys before potentially some of these pieces make it, these pieces go on their merry way. If I do find a collector that is going to make me an offer that is acceptable, they will be out the door. And that is it. We've got some beautiful slabs, and we have a lot more to come. If you like this Pokemon content, be sure to subscribe and let me know, and we can do an awful lot more. We have tons and tons of original base set and first edition base set stuff, which is all likely to be graded. It does seem like it makes a lot of sense, though it's going to be tough to part with some of those lower value cards, as it looks like it could be like 6 months before getting those back. We'll have to figure out a good strategy for that. Well, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching.